Johnson, the 6'8" senior from Centerville, Utah. Utah Valley wearing, ironically, what would be considered usually the home whites.
You know, if they left their uniforms at home, they could have just used Hawaii's home whites and it'd been fine.
Utah Valley controls, coming in at 7-4 overall on the year. The Rainbow Warriors 6-2, but as mentioned, 6-1 here on this home floor. Kenneth Ogby with the basketball. They're trying to go into their 7-footer. This is a Kolda Manyang. Double team comes. Ball deflected out of bounds. It stays here with the Wolverines. Just 3 seconds on the shot clock. Manyang, a transfer from Oklahoma, and he is the real deal. Leading scorer, rebounder, and shot blocker on this team.
Well, he's a little bit of everything.
They got to get a shot up in a hurry, though. They get it into Manyang. Shot off the mark. Scramble for the offensive rebound, and Utah Valley wins another possession. And now we got a whistle as Manyang was battling with Gibson Johnson in the post. It's going to go against Gibson, and this is going to be a storyline, right? How is this game going to be officiated? A lot of big bodies banging as you take a look at Mark Pope in his 3rd season at the helm for Utah Valley.
And already Hawaii's going to the bench with Edo Fleischer coming in. Edo a little larger than Gibson Johnson, not the experience, and he's going to be tested early and often.
So a quick foul for Gibson Johnson. He sits. What do you think about this move? A little bit more comparable size being put in, but awfully early.
Awfully early.
Some jockeying for position between Fleischer and Manyang. Jake Toulson, he's averaging 13 points per game. Redirects in the post area, but unable to hit with the left hand. So Drew Bugs clears it for Hawaii. He's averaging 14.5 points over the last 3 ball games. He has really started to find his offensive game as of late.
Excellent matchup for the Rainbow Warriors, Mike Thomas and Toulson. I think that's going to be a great matchup tonight.
Here is Mike Thomas, working against the former BYU Cougar, now Leland Green. With 3 seconds to shoot, finds a cutting Bugs. That shot way off the mark. Ball knocked out of bounds, and it belongs to the Wolverines. So we have 3 missed shots here to speak of in the opening minute 15 as you take a look at Iran Kanat, also in his 3rd season atop the Hawaii program.
The Rainbow Warriors must get their offense going so it's not always at the last second to get their shots off.
It has been a bit of a bugaboo for the Rainbow Warriors at times this season. We got another Toulson handling the ball. That's Connor Toulson. They're cousins. Part of a long-standing Toulson tradition of basketball in the state of Utah. Offensive foul called against Jake Toulson. The 6'5" redshirt sophomore mows over Mike Thomas.
Mike Thomas established position. Jake Toulson said, was he in the restricted area? The official shakes his head and said, no, he's not. He's good. Offensive foul, and it's 0-0, both teams.
Let's see. You can tell from that replay, at least, the feet for Mike Thomas were outside the restricted arc. So correct call there if he had position. Thomas tries the elbow jump shot. Does not fall, and we are scoreless here almost 2 minutes in.
It's like a big heavyweight fight where guys are kind of feeling each other out, you know, throwing a couple shots. Nobody's really landed anything. They haven't worked up a good lather yet.
Final game for Hawaii before the Hawaiian Airlines Diamond Head Classic starts on Friday, and first opponent drawn for the Rainbow Warriors, the top-ranked team in that tournament field. Yeah. Currently 6th ranked and undefeated Miami.
How about that?
Tough way to treat the de facto hosts. Here's Manyang with 5 to shoot, working against Fleischer. And they're going to call a defensive foul against Edo Fleischer. There was clearly a shove with the opposite arm from Manyang, but they're saying that Fleischer actually did the deed before that. Let's take a look at these.
Well, it's a forearm on the hip right there is what they're calling.
That is correct. That is at least what they called.
That's what they called. I'm not sure that was the foul, but...
Here's Toulson, gets all the way to the 10, and Utah Valley strikes first. Good job of getting back defensively off of that quick inbound by Hawaii.
Yeah, Edo Fleischer went down and wanted the ball, which was kind of nice to see him posted up.
There's Leland Green, lost his footing, somehow kept the pivot foot though, and then hits the turnaround shot.
Leland Green shows a strength and resilience there.
Leland Green coming off of a season-low 2-point performance against Hilo. Deep three by Connor Toulson off the heel. Good box out by Ito Fleischer, and Hawaii with a chance to force the issue. It's Thomas off of the Bugs drop off.
One of the things I think the Rainbow Warriors can do is get up and down the floor. It might be quicker than this Utah Valley team, but they've got to take care of the basketball and deliver. Good assist.
Wolverines go into Mannion. Backing in on Fleischer. The double comes. That seems to be a strategy here early on defensively for Hawaii. Now Brandon Randolph gets it on the left wing over to Ogby. Into Mannion. All kinds of attention drawn. Mannion hook shot off the mark. Rebound, Mike Thomas.
And the Rainbow Warriors are allowing to play a little physical against Utah Valley as Drew Buggs is called for carrying the ball.
So a turnover there for Drew Buggs. He has, as mentioned, found his offensive game, but that's his 16th turnover of the season. Came into this game with 16 assists to go along with the turnover total, but a nice assist right here.
Yeah, Drew Buggs throws a nice assist to Mike Thomas a moment ago.
Toulson, cross-court pass, it's broken up by Green. Trying to race it to the baseline, saves it to Drammeh. And then it's deflected out of bounds, stays here with the team in black. Well, not a lot of score. A team that won the national championship, and interestingly enough, Connor Toulson of Utah Valley was also part of that team. In fact, was named the tournament MVP on that national championship run. As you see the whistle out of the timeout and a goaltend called against Mannion. Count the bucket for Thomas. It's a 4-point advantage here early for Hawaii. What are you seeing here so far, Artie?
Well, I see the Rainbow Warriors playing pretty inspired basketball, and Utah Valley's not showing exceptional quickness, so the Rainbow Warriors are able to stay with them playing good man defense.
Mannion low position, blocked by Fleischer. They're going to get a foul here on Ito Fleischer. That's his second.
Well, the ball goes inside, and Ito gets called for the foul. The big fella is going to the line for 2 free throws, and he is a load. The Rainbow Warriors have made the decision to double him anytime and every time he gets the ball.
So a quick foul on Gibson Johnson. Haran Ganat, not even a minute in, puts Ito Fleischer in to guard Mannion, who misses the free throw. And now Fleischer with 2 fouls as Johnson will come back in along with Jack Purchase. But Akolda Mannion at the line was the Western Athletic Conference Player of the Week after the opening week, in which Utah Valley within 24 hours went on the road to play top 5 Kentucky and #1 Duke at the time.
That's not being afraid to schedule, huh?
I mean, as challenging an opening couple of games as maybe there's ever been for a team of this ilk.
No question.
Saw Ben Nakwasa, number 10, also on the floor now for Utah Valley. Got a piece of that one out of bounds. Mark Pope, who played for Rick Pitino at Kentucky, in fact, was a member of the national championship Wildcat team in 1996. So it was a bit of a homecoming for him in that opening game of the season. 6 seconds to shoot. It's Sharif Drammeh. Off balance, got that one slapped away by Mannion. Hawaii perimeter defense pretty good. We're seeing some quality closeouts here, but the cut by Brandon Randolph without the basketball results in the easy lay-in.
Yeah, if you double down now, you've got to watch the guy cut into the basket, and someone's got to help out on the guy who's doubled.
The Wolverines, a team that averages over 81 points per game. They like to get up and down, but we are not necessarily seeing that pace just yet. Gibson Johnson dared to shoot, doesn't hit anything, and Leland Green with his foot on the line on the offensive rebound. It belongs to the Wolverines, and Brock Steptoe checks into the game for Hawaii.
Watch this nice assist. Good little floater. So if the big fella can get the ball, get a double team, and still drop dimes, it's going to be tough on the Rainbow Warriors.
Brock Steptoe on the floor. He's scored double digits in 5 of the last 7 games. Has been a huge contributor off the bench for this Rainbow Warrior squad. Here's Ogby, loose for 3. Splash. Kenneth Ogby, a 43% three-point shooter. And like so many members of this roster, played at another program prior to coming to Utah Valley. He was a member of the Utah Utes program for several years. Have a whistle away from the basketball. I think this one goes against Mannier. That's his first.
Yeah, he's going to go to the bench himself.
So that brings in Isaac Nielsen, who was a preseason All-WAC first-team selection at 6'11", a redshirt senior from Mission Viejo. He has seen his minutes, however, trimmed down with the presence and the play of Akolda Mannier. Wow. A 5-second call is whistled against Hawaii, unable to get the ball inbounds.
And credit Utah Valley for putting on great pressure on that inbounds play, not allowing anyone to get picked or to break open. Great job by Utah Valley.
Ogby will try another 3. That one off the heel, and the diminutive Brock Steptoe tugs it down. Here's Jack Purchase lining up a 3. Got it! That's a good sign for Hawaii. Entering this game, Jack Purchase shooting just 19% from outside the property line.
The beauty of that, he didn't even think about it. All he did was catch it and shoot it, and that's what he's got to do.
So that puts Hawaii in front for the moment. Offensive rebound there by Nielsen. Jake Toulson gets it over to Ogby. Toulson with the left hand went high off the glass and in. So Jake Toulson, who was also a Western Athletic Conference Player of the Week selection. That was the 2nd week of the season. And he averaged 20 points and 4.5 assists in a pair of wins against Idaho State. They also got a win over UC Davis, the defending Big West Conference champ. And we'll have a foul against Nielsen.
Watch Jack Purchase on this catch. Catch and shoot, squares up. Nice follow-up, and then Toulson, the big fella with the left-hand lay-in, off the glass high. Now we've got, you know, when you have Nielsen and Gibson Johnson guarding each other, that might be the oldest competitors in college basketball, huh?
There won't be too many older matchups, that's for sure.
No kidding.
In fact, 3 of the 4 oldest players in NCAA Division I basketball are on these 2 teams. Purchase pulls it again. Missed long. And the rebound to Jake Toulson. You mentioned Isaac Nielsen. He's 25 years of age, as is Gibson Johnson, about 5 weeks away from his 26th birthday. And Gibson Johnson wins that battle of the vets. You also have Zach Nelson, who we haven't seen off the bench. In fact, right on cue, now he makes his way over to the scorer's table. He's 25 years of age. So we've got some AARP cards in this ball game. There's an offensive board for the old guy. Steptoe leaves it short on the 3.
Yeah, we got a little age in here. They won't be checking IDs on this game. That's for sure.
Ooh, nice jab step move by Randolph. Lost it on the way up, though. Follow-up not there.
And the officials are allowing the guys to play. So he's done some things really well, even though his three-point shooting has not been up to standard. He has done other things to help his team be successful.
Is 1 of 2 from beyond the arc here so far in this game, though. And here is Purchase now. Gets it back up on the top of the arc. Here's Drammeh. Steptoe turns the corner. Drammeh, a little show and go, lost it, and it's a turnover. Randolph going right into Purchase. Got blocked by Jack Purchase.
Jack says
is 1 of 2 from beyond the arc here so far in this game, though. And here is Purchase now. Gets it back up on the top of the arc. Here's Drammeh. Steptoe turns the corner. Drammeh, a little show and go, lost it, and it's a turnover. Randolph going right into Purchase. Got blocked by Jack Purchase.
Jack says, hey, I am 6'9", respect that.
Well, he is the team leader in blocks. Gets another for his stat line. Drammeh open for three. Got it!
Excellent job by Brock Steptoe, going, taking Biggs with him, put him in the parachute club, and then dished it out to Sharif Drammeh for an easy three-point shot.
Extra pass, right corner three. Connor Toulson rattles it home.
All right, now we're loosening up out here.
Got a little bit of rainfall. Steptoe. Oh, Thomas didn't handle the pass initially, but he was able to gather himself and put it up and in.
The beauty of Mike Thomas, his ability in his hands. He's able to take the ball, control the basketball, use both hands very, very well.
And able to get up to the rim with a lot of quickness.
Yeah, quickness. And he's strong.
Zach Nelson in low, and we're going to have a whistle against Hawaii. And it's going to go against Jack Purchase, beside himself over the call. Let's take another look, though. Jack of all trades, you say?
Yeah, Jack goes up and does an outstanding job against Randolph. And Sharif, and after a great assist by Brock Steptoe, buries a three-point shot.
So Zach Nelson to the line, missing the free throw. Utah Valley, a 71% free throw shooting team. Zach Nelson, the lone remaining player from Utah Valley's WAC regular season title that was back in 2013-2014 under then head coach Dick Hunsaker.
He's Mike Thomas of their team, huh?
He's been around.
Yeah.
He's been around for a minute. Tied at 14, under 10 minutes to play. Here's Samuta Avea, the Kahuku High School alum, checking in for the first time tonight. Have a tie-up, possession arrow, keeping it here in this direction. Avea has given Hawaii some quality contribution off the bench as well. And you've talked about it several times. You like the way he attacks the rim when he's down deep in the paint.
Yeah, I think he's just going to be very, very good for the Rainbow Warriors.
Thomas goes right in to Isaac Nielsen, but it rolls off of the rim. And we're going to have a foul on Thomas on the rebound attempt.
Yeah.
So first personal for Thomas. That is the 15th foul for Hawaii compared to 3 for Utah Valley. Underneath, Nelson blocked but fouled by Samuta Avea. Officiating crew tonight, Frank Harvey is the head referee. Jim Cassis and Klaus Andrasat is the trio that will govern tonight's festivities.
And they were very thankful for the weather in Honolulu. They spoke about this when they came on the court. Thank you for, and they thanked you, Kano. I'm not sure what you had to do with it, but you took the congratulations, the acceptance, and the thank you and all. And
on behalf of the beautiful Hawaiian Islands.
There you go.
Of course, if they were here a couple of days ago and it was wet and cold, but of course it's a different
wet and cold.
Different definition. Yeah, here's Purchase for 3 off the mark. And it goes out of bounds. It belongs to the team in white. I mean, we're talking about when it gets to 60 degrees here, we're wearing like a beanie, a parka, gloves, the whole nine.
Well, the amazing thing is I was downtown, and there must have been 12 women walking around in boots. And I'm going,
those UGG boots, the boots with the fur?
No, not the fur, man. They were fashionable boots, which is cool. I can appreciate that.
Brandon Thomas. Quite the family affair here in the Stan Sheriff Center tonight.
Where families get together and play.
That layup put up and in by Isaac Nielsen. You see what makes him so tough, even though his minutes have gradually dropped. Another transfer from BYU. That pass sails high from Bugs, goes out of bounds. And Utah Valley up 4, takes control here. So Hawaii hitting the skids the last few possessions.
Well, remember I said before at the beginning of the game, avoid turnovers in succession. One turnover you can live with. You can't have multiples because that will hurt you in this kind of ball game.
Already 5 turnovers for the Rainbow Warriors. Ogby for three, yes.
Wow.
Quick trigger.
With no recognition by the defense for the Rainbow Warriors. The ball skipped over and no one knew it was there.
Ogby, who went for a season-high 21 points, was 7 of 11 from the field in that win over UC Davis of the Big West, and will have a foul called against the Wolverines as Gibson Johnson was trying to get it up. Utah Valley on an 8-0 run here, and they now lead by 7, but an opportunity for Hawaii to end that run with Gibson Johnson to the free throw line. Gibson entering this game having attempted the most free throws of anybody on this team. He has really had an ability to get to the charity stripe as the crowd quiets considerably, and he splashes it through.
Yeah, part of that is because of the way he plays the game of basketball on the inside. He's a lot of up and under, and if you're up and under, you get a lot of opportunities because guys don't look for those. They think you're going to try and out-jump them, so they go for that first fake.
Not scared of the contact either.
No, he's not. He's a good guy. Overall, just a really good guy. And you like for him to have success as you look at his mom and dad and his brother. It's just a family affair here at the Stanley.
Both Gibson and McKay also all-state golfers in the state of Utah in high school. So I asked Gibson before the game, all right, who's the better golfer? That's the important question. He said, oh, I am, yeah. Of course.
And he says, I can also do the job on defense just there, showing us why he can play a little. What were you yelling at, Coach? Do you hear me yet, Coach? Can you hear me yet?
Obviously, we're a group of guys who are very camera shy. Gibson Johnson gets it up and in. +1.
Nice job by Hawaii out of the timeout, running a set play. And great bounce pass by Drew Buggs. And gets the big guy for another foul. And he had just walked back in the game.
And another instance here, as we have seen this trend being more frequently executed by Iran Ganat and the coaching staff. We got the 2 point guards on the floor in Brock Steptoe and Drew Buggs, and that seems to be, it seems to have an effect of righting the offensive ship. We've seen it now as Hawaii has ended that 8-0 Utah Valley run and put together a little run of their own.
I like this. I like the fact that Leland Green is in for Sharif Drammeh.
We're going to have a whistle away from the ball against Utah Valley, and Gibson Johnson getting into it a little bit with a call to Manyang. Manyang picks up his third personal foul.
That is a huge foul. And credit Gibson Johnson for just playing with a lot of passion, a lot of heart, and a lot of want to. That's huge.
Is a game-changing type of foul, because you imagine Manyang, he may sit out the rest of this first half with those 3 fouls.
He's going to have to sit out the rest of the first half.
Cross-court pass deflected out of bounds. So now Utah Valley proceeds here for what could very well be the next 7 minutes of this ball game without their top scorer, rebounder, and shot blocker. He is one of the premier shot blockers in the nation.
Yep. Well, we saw him before the game go up and grab the ball above the square and throw it down with ease.
Yeah. How about that offensive board by Mike Thomas, cleaning up the spills.
Well, without the big fella in the game, Mike Thomas says, hey, respect my game. I can do it myself. Hawaii's back to tie this sucker up.
A 7-0 Rainbow run, and the crowd now getting involved here at the 6.5-minute mark of this opening half. Offensive foul called against Nelson. Drew Buggs putting his body on the line.
Watch this strong rebound by Mike Thomas. That's one of those I wanted rebounds, you know, because it wasn't coming right to him. Drew Buggs showing the ability to step in and take a charge.
And maybe the ability to over-dramatize just a touch.
He's learned very well from Sharif Drammeh. they may have take a charge 101.
Whatever works. Hawaii with a chance to jump back in front here. Here's Buggs rubbing off the Johnson screen. Buggs up and under, off the glass and in. So the run continues for Hawaii. They've now ripped off 9 straight points. And I know you like this combo of 5 that's out there on the floor for the Rainbow.
I like it an awful lot. To me, this is a really strong combination right here.
We'll have a defensive foul. This goes against Buggs. That's his first.
You got 2 physical guys in Gibson and Mike, and you have Leland Green, who is a stud. And then you got your two pretty much best ball handlers in Drew Buggs and Brock Steptoe. So I like this five that Eran Granat has on the floor.
Both teams now over the 7-foul limit, so 1-on-1 bonus. Ugby unable to cash in on the first free throw try, but the offensive rebound earns them a fresh possession.
That's something you hate to see if you're the Rainbow Warriors.
Randolph, hesitation move, lost it off of his foot, and out of bounds. Hawaii takes over. And now we will have Ben Nakwasa coming back in for Utah Valley, the 6'2 junior from Richardson, Texas, who today is celebrating his 21st birthday.
Happy birthday.
Turning 21 in Hawaii, possibly in Waikiki.
Be 21 again.
Oh, the possibilities.
I remember that. It's been a while, but I do remember 21.
Green slips and falls, trying to get rid of it. Signals for a timeout instead and is rewarded that timeout. And the coaching staff applauding the level-headed thinking there of Leland Green. Asanta going without the hat.
A week, yeah. He's in Pagnito here.
5 seconds to shoot. Green trying to force the issue. A little too much, according to the officials. He's called for the offensive foul.
Leland made the decision he was going to get to the basket one way or another.
So that goes in the books as a turnover for Green. He's the team leader in that category, bit of a dubious distinction for sure.
Yeah, that left arm extending to clear space on the dribble. Can't do it.
Connor Toulson trying to work against Green. Now gets it to his cousin Jake Toulson. In traffic, is fouled. They're going to give this one to Mike Thomas. That's his second. He pleads his case to no avail. And that sends Jake Toulson to the free throw line. I mentioned that Toulson family lineage. There have been some great players that have bared that last name, even in this very program. Ryan Toulson, another cousin of Jake and Connor, the all-time leading scorer in Utah Valley history. And Jake is also the nephew of Celtics general manager Danny Ainge. First free throw ended the Hawaii run. It was 9 straight points. And now we're tied at 23 apiece. Under 5 minutes to play here in the opening frame. Both point guards for Hawaii, Drew Buggs and Brock Steptoe. Steptoe currently on the bench with 3 assists. Give the assist to Sharif Drammeh right there as Jack Purchase finishes and 1.
Nice job by Jack catching the ball. Good assist by Sharif Drammeh. And that's the difference. If Utah Valley had their big in, that probably gets wiped away, that shot.
That's a good point. Certainly makes it a less daunting task for Hawaii, particularly in that instance, Jack Purchase, in taking it to the hoop. Purchase able to oblige with the free throw as well. Here's a steal by Drew Buggs. He's the team leader in that department. Green gets turned back at the baseline. They'll reset with 10 seconds to shoot. Buggs rubbing off the Johnson screen. Layup is not good, just trickles off the iron. And then a foul will go against Drew Buggs, who had hit the deck right into the backside of Ben Nakwasa. We'll have a timeout on the floor.
They only credited him with a half a miss. It's up to, no. Unbelievable shooting. Great job.
You see how Ben Nakwasa does at the line. He's 6 of 7 coming into this game. Out of the timeout, knocks that one in. Nakwasa, a transfer from Jacksonville Junior College in Texas, was 7th nationally in JUCO in scoring last year.
Yeah.
Second free throw is perfect. So 1-point game here at the Stan Sheriff Center. Glad you could join us on this Sunday evening, a little bit earlier than the usual start time. Unforced turnover there for Hawaii.
Sharif Drammeh is looking at Leland Green like, what's wrong? That's not Leland Green's fault, Sharif, except that you just didn't catch the ball.
So a turnover for Hawaii. That now gives them 7. Both teams have turned the ball over 7 times. Utah Valley averaging a little over 15 turnovers per game compared to just over 14 for Hawaii. And a foul called against Brock Steptoe. That's his first. So more free throws coming as Hawaii now over the 10 foul limit. So an automatic 2 foul free throw here for Ben Nakwasa.
He's looking comfortable at the line.
Birthday boy.
Oh, when it is your birthday, you're supposed to be able to get all the shots from the line that you want.
You would expect to get a few rolls even when they do hit the rim, but I don't think he's hit the rim just yet.
No. And get him a teddy bear or something.
Drammeh kicks it to Green. Will show and go. Drop off to Gibson Johnson. Oh, got that one spanked away by Isaac Nielsen. Well, if you are going to have to remove your shot blocking expert, your 7-footer because of foul trouble, not too bad to have a preseason all-conference selection and a 6'11" redshirt senior at 25 years of age like Nielsen to fill the gap.
Yeah, and you know what? The young lady with the mop, she controlled everything. Stop it, stop the action, let me do my job. Thank you, young lady.
Yeah, we go too many times not appreciating what the floor wipers and ball boys and girls do for the proceedings here at the Stan Sheriff Center.
Hey, take a bow. I control things.
Foul called against Nakwasa, his first. So now Gibson Johnson to the free throw line. This will be a 1-and-1. As that was the 9th team foul for Utah Valley. One more and Hawaii will shoot 2 free throws each and every time. And Johnson able to knock it in. He struggled a little bit early in the year from the free throw line, but he's gotten himself up in the 70% range.
And I think the parents are probably saying, you know, the half-court gym we have in our house in the basement is coming in handy because look how well he's shooting that basketball. Okay, mom and dad, they're very happy.
Gibson on the Hawaii side, younger brother McKay on the Utah Valley side. 2 of 6 children in the family. Here's Jake Toulson backing in on Purchase. Called for steps. Got the shot to go, but wipe it away. It's Hawaii basketball with 3:01 to go in the first.
He did take a little bunny hop there. And competitive ball game. Nice to see both teams battling. Hawaii is staying tough here. Both teams have had their runs.
Hawaii led by Gib Johnson, 7 points. Here's Johnson on the baseline. Got it to Green in the corner. They swing it around the arc. Skip pass goes to Steptoe. Out to Drammeh. 3 up, 3 down. He's shooting 39% from out there. Hawaii by 4. And it's going to go the other way again. They're going to get Isaac Nielsen for setting the illegal screen. There's Sharif Drammeh moments ago. As Hawaii was working it around the floor.
They're going to go and look at Sharif knocks down this big time jump. Everybody, good teamwork. They're going to go and check. They're going to check and see if there was contact to the head. There you saw the foul against Nielsen on Gibson Johnson. It's that left forearm, and it went above the shoulder. got him in the neck or the face area. Be interesting to see what they call here.
There did into the free throw line. Unable to hit the first attempt. Mark Pope still giving Frank Harvey a piece of the business. Johnson goes 1 of 2.
Well, Mark Pope is unhappy because his big has been relegated to the bench with 3 fouls, and now the Rainbow Warriors appear to have gotten a break with a call against another one of their bigs, and Gibson getting that free throw opportunity.
So basically the difference there is Gibson Johnson shoots the free throws that accompany the foul because of the bonus, but Hawaii also gets the basketball and the possession.
This could be a big swing in this game.
Yeah, 6-0 run here for Hawaii, trying to close this opening half strong. Sharif Drammeh making a 9-0 run. And a season-high 5th assist for Brock Steptoe. And now we're going to have a whistle called against Hawaii. And a technical foul is going to be called against Jack Purchase after the initial common foul.
And Sharif goes, and the little acceleration there on that made 3. And then coming down the floor, Jack Purchase gets hit with a foul. Let's watch it here. Now you see, now that's again a little acting.
And then Jack Purchase sort of laughing sarcastically
at the call.
So Klaus Endrusat, the official on the sideline, didn't like the reaction to Jack Purchase. And yeah, there are going to be some SAG cards handed out at the end of this game, I think.
Boy. Was Hawaii 5-0 taking extras?
Maybe.
Are they auditioning out here?
And so Jake Toolson will shoot the technical foul free throws. First one is good. That ends a 9-0 run for Hawaii. And this could just be, as you take a look at Jack Purchase's reaction, not sure if that is something that should constitute a technical foul, but this could just be more of a tone-setting type of endeavor by the officials, right? I mean, you had the flagrant foul, you had Sharif Drammeh with that 3-point celebration. This could just be the officials saying, hey, look, we're starting to sense things emotionally percolating. We're going to just nip that in the bud right now.
Yeah. That may be it. And then Jack is now, that's where Jack gets called for the foul. It's like, again, that's the basketball equivalent of taunting, I guess. I guess.
So Mars Rimo comes into the game now for Jack Purchase.
Okay, well, it's going to be interesting now how this game is called the rest of the game.
So because of the technical foul, you had the free throws by Jake Toolson. Now you have Zach Nelson at the line, averaging 5.5 points per game. He goes 2 for 2 there. And so Hawaii looking to finish strong in his first half. Seemed to be rolling, but the technical fouls make it a 4-point differential. Here's Rimo back to the basket against Jake Toolson. Six seconds to shoot it. Steptoe. We've seen him do some heroic stuff late in shot clocks. Finds Green on this occasion. His 3 rattles in and out. And a chance for Utah Valley to cut further into this deficit. So it is the Wolverines now hoping to finish this opening frame with some momentum. Again, Wolverines showing a lot of discipline. Veteran team with some experience for sure as Jake Toolson hits the off-balance floater. Two-point advantage, under a minute to play. Jake Toolson, top scorer in this game, he's got 10. In low it goes to Johnson, got blocked from behind by Zach Nelson.
And Gibson Johnson was triple teamed when he got the basketball at that time. They have scouted the Rainbow Warriors. They are not playing Zigma Ramos on the offensive end very much. They're basically giving him opportunities.
Here's Drammeh. Tears down the lane. Couldn't get the shot up, but he does draw the whistle. So free throws coming for Sharif. He's currently the high man for Hawaii with 9 points. Has hit a season-high 3 triples. But now we'll go to the charity stripe with 28.9 on the clock here in the first half.
And as you said, he's second in conference at 89.5%. Shot free throws very well this season.
17 of 19 on the year coming into this game. And Artie Wilson.
Hey, wait.
Delivers the bocce blow.
Hey, I have nothing to do with him missing a free throw. I'm not out there.
Clearly you did.
No, had absolutely nothing to do. So if he makes this, is it your fault? What's the deal here now?
Oh, he's in.
Now, no.
I don't think that's how bocce
You
works.
take credit for that, huh? Okay. Wow. 3-point ball game, 22 seconds. Let's see what happens down the stretch here. Who goes in the locker room with momentum? The defensive team or the team that scores the basket?
Jake Toolson gets it into the paint. Up and under move against Raimo. Rebound Johnson. 7 seconds for Hawaii to try to do something here. Step toe, streaking into the front court. Kicks it to Drammeh. 3 on the way. Off the heel, no. He also played 2 years at Indian Hills Junior College in Iowa. Of course, that's the junior college that partially spawned the collegiate careers of former University of Hawaii standouts like Trevor Ruffin, Tony Maroney. Remember even Doug Kurtz?
Oh, yes. Tony
Brandon Spearman.
There's been some good players.
Drammeh hit 3 of those in the first half. That went off the heel. And the rebound collected by Kenneth Ogby. Well, it took a couple of minutes for the first points to be scored in the first half. See what happens here as Manyang relocates it out to Ogby. He hit a couple of threes in the opening frame. That one rattles in and out. Rebound off to Thomas.
They will test or should test Manyang early. Get the ball to Mike Thomas or Gibson Johnson down low and see if they can work him.
Drammeh driving baseline. The riser is good. He's got 12.
Sharif Drammeh is actually having a nice ball game for the Rainbow Warriors.
Averaging 8 points per game, so well above his average. With a whole lot of hoops remaining here tonight. Brandon Randolph gets it over to Connor Toolson. Can he get going? Not that time. And Manyang hits the deck.
Can I hit you like that? Good job.
He was helped up by Sharif Drammeh. It was Gibson Johnson who was wrestling with Manyang underneath the glass, and he's going to pick up the foul. That's his second.
Oh, you see in the push in the back. And it's just tough when you're that big. They're going to give him a moment to walk it off because he hit the floor pretty hard, and they're going to double team him before the ball is inbound. They're not even guarding the inbounder.
For Manyang, it's also a test of grit from an emotional standpoint, right? I mean, it's been a frustrating night. He has to try to keep that under control. Gibson Johnson doing whatever he possibly can to bother him. Connor Toolson leaves it short, chases down his own offensive board. Then the bounce pass down to Manyang, and Johnson will pick up his 3rd foul. So we saw him pick up a personal foul in the first 35 seconds of the opening half, and Ito Fleischer came in to replace him. We see a somewhat similar set of circumstances transpire here to start the second half.
Well, Ito Fleischer will come in, and Ito picked up 2 really quick fouls. So he's going to play smart.
Jake Toolson up and in. He's got 12.
Nice move, nice drive to the basket.
2-time first-team All-State selection at Highland High School in Gilbert, Arizona. Drammeh off balance, draws the foul. He's going to shoot free throws. That one goes against Ogby. It's his second personal foul. So the whistle's firing here in the early portion of the second half. And that sends Sharif Drammeh, the 6'3" junior from Stockholm, Sweden, to the free throw line. He's 1 of 2 so far. here in this ball game. This one is good. How do you describe Sharif Drammeh's game?
It's a game that has a lot of potential.
Offensive board by Thomas. He's going to relocate it. Didn't want to challenge Mannion.
It gives you energy. He can shoot the basketball pretty well. He's learning how to compete, I think. And I think he will end up being a pretty good player here. You see Ido Fleischer get a nice assist and complete a play. And that's a real positive. That'll give Ido a little confidence.
Yeah, nice up and under move there by Ido. Now a whistle against Ido Fleischer. Working in the post against Akolda Manyang. That's his third. So Fleischer and Johnson each with 3 fouls. But here is Ido at the offensive end.
Ido had a nice move, and then he comes on and you gotta just know when to commit, when to push, when to hold, when to, because that's what's going to be a problem. He's telling Ranga not to, you cannot be out on the court. It's a warning.
Yeah, you know what's funny is they actually extended the coach's box, the range that the coaches can traverse along that sideline. That was extended prior to this season. So when you get a warning against a coach for being too far beyond the boundaries of the coach's area, that means you're wondering.
Well,
Toulson goes up and throws it down with 2 hands right above Drew Buggs. Fleischer, though, beat the defense down the floor. Couldn't hang on to the pass from Drew Buggs.
Drew Buggs was had his head up, and Fleischer did an outstanding job of sprinting down the floor. Get that pass, you got to catch it.
So Jake Toulson, right around his average. He averages 13.2 per game. He's got 14 on 5 of 7 shooting from the floor. Kicks it to Toulson. Extra pass to his cousin. Connor can't hit the 3 though. Rebound off to Green. Here's Buggs with a pull-up mid-range jumper. And Manyang able to gather the rebound. Steal by Green. Boy, will slow it down. No fast break points, at least on the official scorecard.
By either team, huh?
By either team.
Yeah,
Are you surprised by that?
I am very surprised.
Buggs had to go wide receiver on that pass from Drammeh. It's deflected out of bounds. 3 seconds on the shot clock. Stays with Hawaii. We got Isaac Nielsen checking in for Utah Valley. He replaces Manyang. So Mark Pope trying to conserve his big man for the home stretch.
I think that's a smart move right there.
Buggs looking to inbound again. 3 to shoot. Fleischer, the jump hook is good.
You know, I am a Division I big Fleischer. I like that, Ido.
Have a defensive foul called like that.
That's basketball 101. Pick and roll or pick and pop.
Hawaii by a half dozen here. Here's Connor Toulson. He's been held relatively in check. 3 points, 1 of 7 shooting. For a guy who averages 11.7 a game. That was a nice little piece of offense there by Utah Valley, and it's followed up by some defense as Jake Toulson steals the inbound, gets it to Brandon Randolph, who flushes it.
Jump up here if you want to. All of a sudden, 2-point ball game and a little momentum switch. This is a critical time. Now you have Mike Thomas off the floor and you have Gibson Johnson off the floor for the Rainbow Warriors.
Where does the offense come from? It's Green trying to provide it. The follow-up by Buggs.
Drew Buggs says, don't worry about it, fellas. I got this.
Averages 3.5 rebounds per game as a point guard. Not too shabby.
He's been a strong player for Hawaii.
And an offensive foul called against Albee. And it was Sharif Drammeh who took it. And he's grimacing somewhat while still celebrating back to the other end of the floor. But look at Randolph. 6'2" redshirt senior from Englewood. Transfer from Xavier with the throwdown. And, well, Hawaii's point guard responding in a big way as well.
Nice putback by Drew Buggs.
Step back three by Drammeh, rattled in and out. Fleischer had his paws on the offensive board and then commits the foul, trying to chase after the loose ball. And for Ito, that is personal foul number 4. And so now the math very much becoming a part of the strategy here for Ron Ganot. He has Ito Fleischer with 4 fouls. He has Gibson Johnson with 3. He responds with Zigmar's Rimo here in this situation as Fleischer receives an ovation on the way back to the bench.
I'm kind of surprised Samuto Avea has not been on the floor a little bit more, because he is a quick jumper. He's not as physical and as imposing physically, but man, he jumps so well.
This is going to go the other way. Foul called against Nielsen. So Nielsen has 3. They're starting to pile up. So this is one of the smaller lineups that you will see Hawaii throw out there. Zigmar's Rimo listed at 6'7". You have Jack Purchase at 6'8".
Well, now here comes a problem. You got the big coming back in. I mean, the legit big coming back in. You have Zigmar Ramos at 6'6" or so to guard him. That's going to be tough.
Kolda Manyang, 7 feet, 245 pounds. That is a big block of humanity right there. Step toe into the teeth of the D, kicks it out to Buggs. Shook the defender, jump shot not there though. Rebound off to Nakwasa. And it's going to be Hawaii basketball on what is called a push-off foul, an offensive foul against Ben Nakwasa. So much for the birthday treatment as it goes the other way to Hawaii.
It's like, I mean, that was definitely a use of the left hand.
Here's a steal by Connor Toulson. Around the back by step-toe layup. Good. That was nifty.
Ooh. That was sweet.
Dad Andy played pro hoops for 10 years, including 2 years with the Utah Jazz. Here's Steptoe from the corner. Brock Steptoe yet to score here in this game. Just his second shot attempt. Toulson, did that get him going? The layup. Offensive rebound. Manyang up and in and one.
And that's why I said it's tough for any of the bigs for Hawaii to let that big fella get going. If he starts to come alive, the game can change.
Putting the man in Manyang there on that follow-up.
Great steal now. Behind the back dribble here. Oh, yeah, I got this. And then watch the big man get this now. Once he goes up there, he's agile, he's athletic, and he's strong.
Free throw is good. A 61% free throw shooter, so he completes the three-point play.
Now it's a 1-point lead.
Connor Toulson trying to once again play the passing lane there. Almost got another steal. Utah Valley in front, and we'll have a foul on Nakwasa. On the screen that was set by Rimo, tried to just sort of plow through him. And that is Nakwasa's 3rd. 5 team fouls for Utah Valley here in the second half. 6 on the Hawaii side. And Kenneth Ogbe getting set to check back in. Zach Nelson will join him as well off the bench. Meanwhile, Hawaii counters with Gibson Johnson.
Gibson, I think Ron Ganot decided not to let this game get away from him. He's got to get Gibson Johnson back in the ball game. You can't go with that small lineup without Gibson and his experience.
I saw how things were trending here over the last minute or so. Buggs tried to deliver a chest pass, in essence, to Gibson Johnson. Mannion deflected it away.
You're not going to throw a chest pass in that situation. You got to bounce it.
Well, what he's scoreless for the last about 2.5 minutes.
And Gibson's got to be smart now. He's got to play like a veteran. He cannot go in the ball game in the first minute or so, pick up another foul. He's got to play physical without being overzealous with his play.
Kwasa trying to shake Steptoe. Mannion got his hand on the loose ball, misses the layup. Gets it back, though, puts it up, misses again. And then commits the foul. And then slams the basketball on the floor in frustration. He's going to be teed up.
That's it.
And that will be his 5th foul. So he picked up personal foul number 4, gets teed up, which counts to his personal foul total. And that is a wrap for Akolda Mannion. We were just talking about how important it would be for Akolda Mannion to maintain his composure. The call's not going in his favor for a great deal here tonight. Gibson Johnson knowing how to sort of irritate him in the post area.
Absolutely, and I said before that play that Gibson Johnson had to play smart, physical when he had to, and not be overzealous, and he did just that.
Meanwhile, Brock Steptoe, a rare miss from the free throw line. He's an 80%er from the charity stripe, shooting the technical foul shots. Second one is good. So Akolda Mannion sits with 4 points, 8 rebounds. That's a season low in points for him. Missed a couple of times, got called for the push-off on the rebound, and then watch this. They'll call that for a tee each and every time.
Now, if the big fella would have caught the ball when he threw it against the floor, it may not have been a technical. The fact that he let it bounce 14 feet, 15 feet in the air, the officials had no
least premier big man in the country, and he is no longer available for the last 12.5 minutes for Mark Pope and this Utah Valley squad. And they go right inside. Drew Buggs to Gibson Johnson, who'll go to the free throw line. Foul on Nielsen, and that is number 4 for him.
Yeah, it could be the physical plays. Talking with Mark Pope before the ball game. Was he a prophet? He was talking about the physical play and how the game was going to be called, and if this team could play smart and physical without getting in foul trouble.
So Gibson Johnson to the free throw line. He has 8 points, 4 rebounds, splashes that one through. He's now 7 of 8 from the line. Hawaii has gone 2 minutes and 43 seconds without a field goal. Just like the game against Prairie View A&M, hoping to maybe get some damage done from the free throw line, as they are already in the bonus here with plenty of time left in the second half.
Hawaii, a little 2-2-1 full court pressure.
The 2 point guards sharing the floor again for the Rainbow Warriors in Buggs and Steptoe. Swings around the arc. It's Ogby from the corner. Rebound off to Johnson. Good block out there by Jack Purchase underneath.
I like the change of defense by the Rainbow Warriors. Went into a little zone. See if Utah Valley can handle a little zone pressure.
We're going to have a foul against Jake Toulson.
Happy that he's sitting at the end of the bench.
Mannion, born in Sudan, moved to Houston when he was 2, then on to Rochester, Minnesota when he was 14. Now doing his thing in Orem, Utah. Not doing his thing for the rest of the night, at least here in Honolulu, as Gibson Johnson shoots free throws out of the timeout. He has made a living at the line here in the last few weeks. And how about this final score? The Rainbow Wahine basketball team with a win on the road in Pac-12 country against the Arizona Wildcats. Nice teardrop there by Brandon Randolph. Yeah, nice. Hawaii finished that game on a 19-2 run to close the deal. As Steptoe gets hammered by Nelson, they're going to call him for traveling prior to the contact. It is not a shooting foul. Instead, it is a turnover.
you know, it's not a popular call, but watch it again here. Brock comes down. 1-2. Well.
And it's going to be a traveling violation as Randolph got tripped up and slid across the floor.
This is an even game. Very even game in a lot of ways.
And it has been eventful.
Yeah.
We've seen all kinds of different calls. Swings in momentum. Sharif Drammeh trying to provide another. Last touched out of bounds, though, by Jake Toolson. So it'll stay here with the Bows. And Sharif taking a few extra moments on the floor. Eventually pops back up. But getting back to that Rainbow Wahine score, it is a rare accomplishment for that program to win on the road against a Pac-12 program. So congratulations to Laura Beeman and company. Blocking foul called against Augby. Free throws coming for Sharif Drammeh, and there'll be 2 of them, as that is the 10th team foul for Utah Valley.
So Rainbow Warriors at 11 minutes and 3 seconds in the second half will be shooting 2 free throws, double bonus from now on. Advantage Hawaii in this situation.
So here's Drammeh. He's got 13 points. But in typical Sharif fashion, as he misses the free throw, he has also impacted the game in other ways. Yeah, he's hit some shots from the perimeter, but he has taken the charge here, gotten a steal there, hustle play there. That's sort of his game.
He's had a decent ball game now. He's got to finish it. There's a lot of basketball to be played in the last 11:03. And this game is up for grabs.
He goes 0 for 2 from the line. He had missed just 2 free throws all season coming into this game. Deep 3 by Toolson. Rims out. Rebound corralled by Gibson Johnson. Here comes Bugs for the Bows.
Mike Thomas has been on the bench an awful long time for Hawaii.
Drammeh slips and falls, and we have another traveling violation called. That is a good point. Thomas has played 15 minutes so far, 8 points, 4 of 6 from the floor, 4 rebounds. He does have the 3 fouls, so maybe that is factoring in here. Iran trying to just tread water while one of his pivotal players is...
That's 10 minutes to go in the game.
Conserving some time here with those 3 fouls. Perhaps that's what he's thinking. You do have Jack Purchase and Gibson Johnson out there on the floor with 3 fouls at the moment as well. Randolph. Turnaround. Nicely done.
You know, he can play. You can tell he's got a lot of game. He tries to play in the flow of the game, and now he's starting to take over a little bit.
Well, played 2 years at Xavier, was part of the Musketeers' Sweet 16 run back in 2015. Here's Green taking a step inside the arc, and he splashes that one through.
Good-looking jump shot by Leland Green.
But Brandon Randolph, yeah, he has proved his mettle throughout his career, scored double digits in each of the first 2 games of the season. That daunting back-to-back on the road against Kentucky and then Duke within 24 hours of each other. And here he is again, high arch, a little strong that time. Deflected out near mid-court, saved by Nakwasa, who hammers into press row, but he seems to be okay. Toolson up in and 1. They're going to get Purchase on the foul.
Toolson decided that was going to be his shot. He took the basketball, had an opportunity to go hard right, went hard left. Once he knew he had Jack Purchase on his hip, he decided to complete the play.
So Purchase now with 4 fouls. He'll sit. Mike Thomas checks into the game.
Well, Mike is well rested, and he's got to come in now at 9:16 to go in this game, and hopefully Mike will come in and be a big factor down the stretch.
Toulson completes the three-point play. He's got a game-high 17 points, 6 of 9 shooting from the floor.
This is when Mike Thomas could become a real factor, because other guys are a little winded, and he can be aggressive offensively with right and left hand, especially on the inside.
Number 12, Jonas Tavanayan on the floor for Utah Valley as Mike Thomas misses the three. And we're going to have a foul against Gibson Johnson.
No, it's against Nelson.
Oh, it goes against Nelson, I should say. Zach Nelson. I saw the flash of 21 and pointed towards Gibson Johnson, but it was Nelson, number 21, with that high elbow. And this is something they might want to take a look at as well. The official's actually looking up at the big screen above. And I think they are going to check it out.
They're going to look at the monitor, and I'm sure they may come back over here. Because
so
again, any contact.
Second time that Gibson Johnson has been involved in a sequence like this. On the
well, if you go by the rule, and my understanding of the rule is if it's above the shoulders, the neck head area, you would think there might be a technical foul.
And ironically, as Gibson Johnson hits the free throw, that was probably a more severe blow sustained by Gibson Johnson than the flagrant one that was given to Utah Valley in the earlier circumstance.
Well, at this point in time, it's 8:48 to go in this ball game, and it's anyone's game. This is the game. It's one of those who wants a game. I like these.
1 point differential. Randolph got caught. Offensive rebound, though. And here's Toulson off the mark. Just has not been able to really find the range. Connor Toulson. Step toe. Left it short. And streaking ahead, Nakwasa. He gets fouled on the way up by Bugs.
That's inexcusable right there, Kanoa. You go for a lay-in, your point guard goes in for a lay-in. They cannot get the rebound and go down the floor without someone being back. Drew Bugs or Leland Green, one of them needs to be back defensively to avoid having to catch a guy shooting a lay-in.
That is the third foul on Bugs.
Who wants it? Who wants it, big guy? His free throws, the stakes. It's going to be the team that decides that they want it the most.
Second free throw good by Nakwasa. That earlier miss, just his second from the free throw line this season.
If I'm the University of Hawaii, I'm trying to find Mike Thomas.
Nakwasa poked it away. Last touched out of bounds by Hawaii. So the Wolverines take over. It is another turnover for the Bows. That is number 14 on the night compared to 15 for Utah Valley.
Big possession right here.
Nelson backing in on Johnson. And we're going to have a defensive foul called against Gibson Johnson. That will be personal foul. Who averages about 3 per contest. Wolverines also leading Western Athletic Conference teams in assists to go along with blocks, field goal percentage, and rebounding. So they're expected to be a force come WAC play. Preseason picked 3rd by the media, 4th by the coaches. Grand Canyon, which has just completed the transition into a full-fledged Western Athletic Conference member. They're actually the favorites.
It's going to be the focal point now. Edo Fleischer's in for Gibson Johnson, who picked up that 4th foul. I'd love to see Hawaii get Mike the ball down low. Let him work down on the inside.
We haven't been calling Mike Thomas's name much here in the second half. We'll have the 3 fouls. But you're right, this might be Mike Thomas' time, if at all possible. Leland Green, the fadeaway shot, left it short. Rebound caromed out to Connor Toolson.
Well, the problem with that, Mike didn't touch the ball on that offensive possession. You got to know where your strength is.
That one somehow got through to Tobanainen. 10 seconds to shoot. Here's Randolph. The hedge by Fleischer. Randolph pulls up for three. Off the heel. Rebound. Pulled down by Connor Toolson, but they'll get him for going over the back of Brock Steptoe. Mark Pope doesn't like it. Connor Toolson certainly doesn't like the call, but they'll make the long trek back to the other end of the floor where Brock Steptoe will shoot 2 free throws.
Take a look at this now. The ball goes high. Oh, boy. Tough. But Brock's at the line for 2 free throws.
Knocks down the first. Quiet offensive night for Steptoe. He does have the season-high 5 assists. And that's just his second point of the evening. He has scored double digits in 5 of the last 7 games. But that one gets Hawaii within 2. Under 7 minutes to play. Here's Randolph. Utah Valley continues to just swing it around the arc. Nelson thought about it. 5 seconds to shoot. Randolph trying to turn the corner. Spins, whirls. Double clutch shot, no. Drammeh has it. Brings it to the front court for Hawaii. Green not looking to shoot. Steptoe is, and banks it in.
And Brock. With the glue gun, the guy who gets it done for the Rainbow Warriors.
Cue the crowd. Toolson for 3. Rebound Drammeh. Hawaii with a chance to take the lead. How many clutch late game shots have we seen from this guy Steptoe so far in this young season?
I just love the way he plays. Plays within himself. He understands what he can do, what he can't do, and he just delivers.
Here he is again. Unable to deliver that time, but the rebound off to Nelson. But he's in no way looking like he was pressing because he wasn't contributing offensively under the scoring column. Instead, he was
balls. Get that rebound, dive out of bounds, make a tough shot, go to the free throw line, knock it down.
Hawaii shooting 39% for the game. Utah Valley 37%. Three-point line not too kind to either side. Hawaii just 4 of 16. Utah Valley 3 of 15. The drive by Ogby glances off the rim. Another rebound for Drammeh. You were saying during the timeout you'd love to see number 13 touch the basketball.
13 in black needs to get the ball down low, not just at the top. Get him the ball down in the post area.
Here's Drammeh, under 10 to shoot, kicks it to Steptoe, drives baseline, the runner, good!
Brock, once again, Brock Steptoe. Are you kidding me? The walk-on. Being the most solid guy on the team.
Nelson working against Fleischer, bounces out. Rebound Thomas. Hawaii leads 58-56. Brock Steptoe turning it on here late in the second half. Underneath the Fleischer, puts it up and in. Steptoe with the dive.
Well, I'm telling you, the maestro is just directing everything. I want you here, I want you there, I want this to happen. My goodness, Brock Steptoe.
Hawaii by 4. Under 4 to play. Nakwasa splashes the 3 and then puts his index finger over his lips as if to say, shh, everybody, keep it down.
Now it's a 1-2 here. Can they make it stop here? Rainbow Warriors keep the ball in Brock Steptoe's hands and let him deliver. Mike Thomas, get busy inside.
Defensive foul called against Ogby, and that is his 5th. So he will join Akoba Manyang on on the floor.
I've been calling him the maestro all this time. Maybe we better give him a Superman cape because he has been just tremendous for the Rainbow Warriors.
Sharif Drammeh at the line out of the timeout.
And how quiet did the stand chef get for Sharif Drammeh to shoot that free throw?
This is a home crowd.
This is how you take care of your home team right here. See here?
Oh, yeah, wow. It was like a library. 15, that ties a season high. Milwaukee by 3. And we're going to have a foul against Utah Valley. This is going to go the other way, and that's going to be against Nielsen, and that is his 5th. The 3rd Wolverine player to foul out in this game. So you already have, if you're Mark Pope, Akolda Manyang, one of the top defensive players in the country on the bench, having fouled out. Isaac Nielsen, who was a preseason All-WAC first-team selection and was an All-Conference defensive team member last year when he ranked 2nd in the conference in rebounds and blocks. Now he goes to the bench. So that back line of defense for Utah Valley, it has been decimated. And that was number 5 right there.
And that's Sharif Drammeh.
Drammeh, the riser, got it. That's a new season high for Sharif. And I think we're going to have another sideline warning, so to speak, against the Rainbow Warriors. Conversation between head referee Frank Harvey and Iran Ganat. And this was essentially the 2nd such warning. And so it results in a technical foul. And so Jake Toulson goes to the free throw line for Utah Valley. Down 5 with 3 minutes and 4 seconds left. Toulson now 6 for 6 from the free throw line. He's got 18 points to lead everybody. Sharif Drammeh with 17 to lead the Rainbows. You don't see too many sideline warnings. I mean, oftentimes you see coaches, it is fairly liberally legislated. But not so much here tonight. 4-point differential. Turns the corner. And we're going to have a blocking foul called against Hawaii. That goes against Mike Thomas. That's his 4th.
Mike almost was there to get that charge. Instead, I think I'm not sure if his feet were outside the restricted area or not, but these are big free throws right here.
Yeah, Randolph goes to the line. A 72% free throw shooter knocks it down without hesitation. Randolph now with 9 points. Mike Thomas to the bench. Jack Purchase into the game. Jack Purchase also with 4 fouls. So you have Purchase with 4, Fleischer with 4. They're out on the floor. Gibson Johnson and Mike Thomas each with 4 fouls. They're on the bench. Here's Drammeh. Reverse lay-in, no good. The tip up by Fleischer, no. And Utah Valley with a chance to tie and or take the lead. Naquasa out to Connor Toulson. Can't hit it. Randolph the follow, no rebound Fleischer. But a foul called against Hawaii on the glass.
Edo Fleischer does a nice job of grabbing the rebound.
And that's number 5 on Edo.
Well, let's hear it. Oh, that's not a lot of contact.
And he We saw Fleischer making contact with Brandon Randolph's arm. So they're going to basically say that that was a shot attempt.
When you have two hands on the ball going for an offensive putback, they'll always call it a foul or call it a shot attempt.
Hawaii over the 10-foul limit, so it's 2 free throws regardless of in the act or not. And Randolph coolly sticks the first free throw. Second free throw rattles around and drops. We are tied at 64. 2:24 left to play in what has been a wild and competitive Sunday evening of basketball.
Brock has been Superman and the maestro and anything else, the conductor, whatever you want to call him. He's been the glue guy for the Rainbow Warriors.
7 points, 6 assists for Steptoe. Here he is. Gets it to Purchase, lines up a 3. Can't hit it. And a chance for Utah Valley to take the lead. I mean, that is a shot that if you're Ron Ganot, you are loving. That you have Jack Purchase with a relatively open 3-point attempt. Ball goes out of bounds. It belongs to Hawaii, but he has just not been able to consistently hit that shot this year.
You still have to go to him. You still have to continue to milk it. You go as hard as you can. Still plenty of time in this ball game. I'm somewhat surprised Mike Thomas is still on the bench for the Rainbow, or on the bench. I shouldn't say still. He's been on the bench quite a bit for Hawaii.
Purchase gets it to Johnson. Johnson trying to go to work in the post. Double team comes. Green leaves it for Gibson Johnson. Up and in! And one! Meanwhile, Green hits the deck, and Jack Purchase has to help him up off the floor. May have tweaked an ankle, but look at the drop-off dime to Gibson Johnson, bruising the bucket.
Leland Green is going off the floor. He may have stepped on someone's ankle after that pass.
So Green checks out. Drew Buggs comes in. Mike Thomas on the floor as well for Hawaii. 1:32 to play. Gibson Johnson looking to complete the 3-point opportunity. And he does.
Nice to see Gibson knock it down. Hawaii up by 3. Minute and a half to go.
Gibson's folks liking what they're seeing. 15 points, 6 rebounds for Johnson. And another foul call. This goes against Buggs. And that's the 4th foul on Drew Buggs. Seems like everybody's getting up into that 4-foul range.
Yeah. It's going to be whoever has players left.
Battle of attrition, as they say. Brandon Randolph sticks the first free throw. He's got 13 points. And he has stepped things up offensively here late in the second half as well. And now we're seeing Jack Purchase subbed in for Mike Thomas. Is this an offense-defense type of substitution pattern here late in the game for Ron Ganot?
I guess so.
Hawaii by a mere digit. Drammeh, bounce pass down low to Gibson Johnson. Ball got poked away by Toulson. Bodies hit the floor. Randolph comes out of the scrum with it. And Utah Valley closing in on a minute to play with a chance to jump in front. Nelson working against Johnson. Puts it up and in. Wolverines leapfrog.
How even has it been?
It's been even in that regard.
It has. A lot of guys sitting down because of fouls. 68, 67. Here we go down the stretch.
And the ball in the hands of Brock Steptoe. Up top to Drammeh for 3. Got it!
Oh, Sharif.
Career high tying 7 assists for Steptoe. Utah Valley trailing by 2. It's Nelson battling, banging bodies with Johnson. And they're going to call a defensive foul against Gibson Johnson. The shot went up and in. They were going to say the foul to the shot attempt. And so Gibson Johnson joins the growing list of players who have fouled out of this ballgame. So Jack Purchase come 5 out there for Hawaii. Thomas, Purchase, Drammeh, Buggs, Steptoe.
The question is, did that basket count or no?
They waved it off initially, yeah. And look at Gibson Johnson. You don't think he knows his family's in the house?
Oh, yeah. He wants to win this. Little brother, I love you, but I still want to knock you out.
15.6 rebounds for Gibson Johnson. First free throw by Nelson is good.
And Hawaii will be in a good position. If he knocks down this free throw, it's the last possession, win it or take it to overtime. Missed it.
Second free throw off the rim. Rebound Drammeh. Utah Valley has to foul. Hawaii gets it into the front court. They're going to have to foul to stop the clock. Shot clock is off. And the foul finally committed with Drew Buggs set to go to the free throw line for Hawaii. Jake Toolson picking up the foul. His fourth.
And if you're Utah Valley, you're probably, I mean, if you look at the 5 guys on the floor for the Rainbow Warriors, Drew Buggs would probably be the guy you would foul from an experience standpoint. Hadn't done it that much in Division I basketball. 2 shots, not a lot of pressure on this first one.
And he goes long with it. First free throw attempt of the game for Buggs. Off the mark. He's a 63% free throw shooter for the season.
And this is huge now, because if you make this one, you're up 2. If you miss it, if you're Utah Valley, you got to make sure you get the rebound.
1 timeout left on either side. Second free throw, also not good. Rebound Randolph. And Utah Valley will use that.
I think Toolson, these 2 guys right here, will probably be, Randolph will probably be the guy.
19 lead changes in this game. Do we have another? Toolson off the heel. Buggs with the rebound. Falls to the floor. They'll call him for traveling. And Utah Valley will have one last gasp chance to win this game.
Well, yeah, it's a good call. I mean, it's not a popular call, but that's the right call. You hit the ground and you roll, that's a travel.
1.6. So it comes down to this, Artie.